Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. This is Fahad Mirza, and in this video we are going to have a look at AWS Multi-Agent Orchestrator Framework. This framework has been created and developed by AWS, which is a public cloud provider, and it works on the basis of their Amazon Bedrock service plus Anthropic Claude's model. This framework is not only flexible but quite powerful. In this video, we are going to install it locally and then we will see how it works. This multi-agent orchestrator seamlessly coordinates and leverages multiple AI agents in a single system. It is fully implemented in Python and TypeScript, and you can use either language to get started. It also dynamically routes queries to the most suitable agent based on context and content. So you don't have to put another layer of agent routing on top of this framework. It supports for both streaming and non-streaming responses from different agents. It maintains and utilizes conversation context across multiple agents for coherent interactions. It also easily integrates new agents or customize existing ones to fit your specific needs. You can run it anywhere in AWS or in any other cloud platform, by the way. You can even run it on AWS serverless service, AWS Lambda, or your local environment too. We are going to install it locally. Before we get started, there are few prerequisites as always, which you need to make sure you have. First and foremost, you need to have an AWS account, and don't worry, you don't have to spend anything or anything like that. All you need to do is to go to aws.amazon.com. From there, this is AWS free tier. Just create a free account even with your Gmail account or any other free email provider. And once you have your AWS free account, you can start working on it. So first step, AWS account. Then once you have that, you need to enable models in AWS Bedrock service. AWS Bedrock service is a service which provides a managed API based access to a lot of models. After you have logged into your AWS account, all you need to do is to just go to Amazon Bedrock service. From there on the left hand side, you can do model access and then modify model access and then select the models which you want access. For our case, we need to access this Claude 3.5 Haiku and Claude 3.5 Sonnet. As you can see that I already have access granted to these models. If you have worked in AWS, you might know that AWS is divided into regions, and not all the models are available in every region. So for example, this one is from Oregon region in AWS, or I think it is also available in North Virginia, and there are few others where it is available. So make sure that you go to those regions which is in the top right, and then from there just apply for model access by clicking modify model access, and it is instantaneous. You get the approval within few minutes. Again, it is free. You don't have to worry about it, because early on when you get a free tier, you get some credits. Okay, so second step after account creation is to get model access. So I am now presuming that you also have it. Let's move on to the third step. In the next step, we need to install AWS CLI so that we could interact with it. And let me show you the steps of doing that. It is fairly easy. And also, if you don't know what Amazon Bedrock is, please go to my channel and then simply search for Bedrock. I have done a full course on Amazon Bedrock, as you can see the second video, where you can become a hero from zero in just like under 20 minutes. It's a full-fledged course which I did last year. You can check it out. And there are various other videos on Bedrock, by the way. So let's go to our terminal and we are going to install this. But for the next step, we are installing AWS CLI. For that, let me create a virtual environment. While this virtual environment gets created on my system, and you can see that I'm using Ubuntu 22.04. And while this is getting created, let me give a huge shout out to our sponsors who are AgentQL. AgentQL is a query language that you can use to turn any web page into a data source. AgentQL works on any page, public or private, any site, any URL, even behind authentication. It is resilient, it is reusable, and it structures the output according to the shape of your query. And I will drop the link to their website in video's description, so please do check them out. Okay, so let's go back to my terminal. Our environment is created. Now, as a next step, let's create a directory where we could put everything in on the root of or the home directory. Doesn't matter where you create this directory. Let's cd into this directory, and that is also done. So now we have our virtual environment, we have our directory where we have cd'd into. Now let's install AWS CLI, which is a command line interface to access AWS services. And on Linux, all you need to do is to run this command, and AWS has full documentation around it. So we have downloaded the zip file with the curl command, as you can see, and then we just need to unzip that. It is getting unzipped, shouldn't take too long. That is done. Now let's do sudo AWS install. Let's wait for it. It is going to install it. So normally it puts it in our path, so let's check if it is there. Yes, so you see AWS is done. Now next step we need to do is to configure AWS CLI. For that, all you need to do is to run this command AWS configure, and then this is what you receive when you create your AWS account. So just go to your AWS account and grab this access key ID, and then it is also going to ask you the private key and the region. For region, I am in Oregon region, so that is what I'm going to do. So let me give it my key, secret, and region, and I will clear the screen. Okay, so once you have set those keys, you are all good to go from AWS side. Now let's install that multi-agent orchestrated by using this command with pip. It is going to install it on my local system, so let's wait for it. Okay, so everything is installed. Let me clear the screen, and now let's open or maybe I'll just create a Python file. I'm going to just call it, let's say, quick start.py, or you can call it anything. Okay, maybe I'll open it in the VS Code to make it more visible. I'm going to populate it with the code. And this is the code which we need to run in order to run this orchestrator. And don't worry about this code, I'm going to give you the link to it. Let's try to understand what is happening here. So first up, we are just importing some of the usual Python libraries. Then we are importing this multi-agent orchestrator. Once these libraries are imported, we are creating this orchestrator here with the classifier model, and which classify things, of course. And these are the models which we selected in Amazon Bedrock, and then few of the parameters to retry and all that stuff. And then we are adding the agent. In order to add agent, we have just defined this Bedrock LLM agent callback class. We have defined this tech agent, name is tech agent, and this is what this agent does, which is to specialize in technology areas, including software development, hardware, and all that stuff. Of course, you can customize it. This is the model ID of the one which we got approval for. You can change it, of course, with any other model, but this one works quite well with this Anthropic Claude 3 Sonnet model. And then we have added this agent, and then this is the handler, and it's an asynchronous handler which is handling this request, and then it is getting the response back and printing it out from the model and Bedrock service. And this is where we are just in the main function. There's a random user ID which we are passing it through just to showcase how this interactive multi-agent system is working, and then it is calling it. After it is all done, it exits. So let's go back to terminal and run it. So I'm just going to trigger this Python quick start.py. There you go. So you can see that it has found the credentials and it has started running very nicely. That welcome to the interactive multi-agent system. You can ask this agent anything. For example, if I go back, you can see that the persona is that it specializes in cloud computing, blockchain. So maybe we can ask it something around blockchain maybe. So I'll just say what's the best blockchain. Maybe I'll say protocol, just to give it a question, nothing else. Let's wait. And there you go, you can see that it has started talking. It has shown that the intent is to classify what's the best blockchain protocol, and then it is also showing you the confidence. This is a chat history, and then this is where it is giving you the answer, the BTC, Ether, and all those Cardano and stuff. And then from there it is just talking more about it, giving you execution time, and then there are some metadata it is sharing. And this is a tech agent which is talking, and it goes on and on and on, and you can keep talking with it. And of course, one thing you need to be aware of is that because it's an API based, so yes, if you have free credit, it is going to use those credits. Otherwise it is a paid option, so keep an eye on your AWS bill. Of course, you can set some budgeting and that sort of stuff to make sure you don't get any bill shock. But you can see that how easy it is to just go with this orchestration. You can just even create more agents, add more agents, and then you can integrate them. AWS has a full GitHub repo which you can check out different codes and stuff, and you can tailor it as per your own use case. Sky is the limit here. I will drop the link to it in video's description too. And it's an early project, but it is going well, so I'm sure that it is going to improve a lot. Also, towards the end, I wanted to introduce you to the sponsors of my VM and GPU. If you're looking to rent a GPU on very affordable prices, I will drop the link to their website in video's description. I'm also going to give you a coupon code of 50% discount on range of GPUs, so do check them out. Thanks a lot for all the support. If you like the content, please consider subscribing to the channel. If you're already subscribed, please share it among your network as it helps a lot. Thank you for watching.